guys, it's Rachel from the Little Green Lamb, and today I have a book review on Drums of Autumn by Diana Gabaldon, the fourth book in the Outlander series. This book review will be spoiler-free about this book, but I can't promise I won't say anything that has happened in Outlander, Dragonfly and Amber, or Voyager, the first, second, and third books in the series. And also, if you're new to my book reviews or just a refresher, I read books in 5 different categories: plot, characters, cover, suspense, and overall in terms of reading very soon, 5 out of 5, not so soon, 1 out of 5. So this book takes place a little while later after Voyager. At the end of Voyager, as you may remember, basically they got to America, but this one picks up a bit later and you're kind of seeing what's kind of happened to them in the months. And I found the beginning of this book was a bit slower, but I'm going to get into the synopsis first actually. So basically it goes like on, but now Brianna, her Claire and Jamie's daughter, made a disturbing discovery that sends her to the Circle of Stones and a terrifying leap into the unknown. In search of her mother and the father she's never met, she's risking her own future to try to change history and to save their lives. But as Brianna plunges into uncharted wilderness, a heartbreaking encounter may strand her forever in the past or root her in the place she should be, where her heart and soul belong. So this book, as you may have guessed, does deal with Brianna a lot more than Voyager did. I don't remember very much of Brianna's scenes in Voyager, but definitely in Dragonfly and Amber. And this book also has many different perspectives. We get perspectives from Roger, Brianna, Jamie, Claire. Who were the other people that get perspectives? I think Ian, we had a perspective from him. And I keep forgetting who we got all his perspectives. I think there was one more. But anyway, regardless, there's more perspectives. And I actually read this as a buddy read with Alex, and we were just talking about this today. And it kind of seemed that Claire was pushed to the side a bit, and her narrative didn't get as much attention as usual. And I'm going to get into that more of characters, though. So, plot, I actually give a 3.5 out of 5. Now, this is going to be a 3, but Diana Gabaldon, I was reading it, and, the beginning was very slow. But she knows how to pack a punch in the middle and get you really interested. And then sometimes it drags near the end, but then the ending, scene, you're like, I want to read the next book. But then you look at the next book, you're like, that's almost 1,500 pages. I'll wait a while, but I'm definitely going to get to it. And for me, I just find her beginnings usually drag for me a bit. But that might just be me because I just know how good her middle sections of her books are, so I know that the beginning's not going to compare to the middle because she's such a good writer. But basically, this book is actually my third favorite out of the 4 I've read. It's my ranking goes Outlander, Voyager, Drums of Autumn, Dragonfly, and Amber. And that's basically based on all my ratings that I've given. And this book, yeah, it did go through some slow droughts. It's actually 1,070 pages, so it took me 24 days, according to Goodreads tracker, as long as I tracked on the right day to read. So pretty much 24, 25-ish, around there. Which is a long time to spend this book, but it was a time well spent. And I was going to give it a 3, but I gave it a 3.5 because it had a lot of good scenes. Even the beginning and the end where it kind of dragged for me a bit, it did still some really good scenes that packed a punch. But yeah, some of these scenes and some of the stuff that was done made me really question characters. Now moving on to characters, I guess, is that segue, which I kind of just spoiled by saying something, but whatever. Characters, I'm going to give a 3 out of 5. Now, this is probably the lowest I think I've given these characters in a rating in a review video, and the reason is because all the characters did questionable things. Brianna is probably the least questionable one that my feelings about her didn't really change. I've always liked Brianna, my feelings about her didn't change, but Roger, Jamie, and Claire were 3 characters who just really got on my nerves. They all did questionable things, and even Roger's making me not really like him and Brianna together. He was, he wasn't making me want the ship. He was making me want to jump off it. But then there was moments where it was, so I didn't like that. Jamie did some questionable things in the book. And Claire kind of didn't seem all herself this book. We didn't get the Claire we know and love. I feel as much. She was still there and she's still doing her thing. But I don't think because the perspectives of all the perspectives that she really got her time to shine fully in this book. I really like the introduction of Jocasta Cameron, which is Jamie's aunt, and I really loved seeing Lord John Grey again. That was very interesting, and I really liked his storyline and his interactions with many of the characters. I don't really want to give too much away because obviously this is spoiler free. And just, I really also love the character of Ian in this book. I've been really growing to like the character of Ian, so I really liked his progression and where he went in this book. Cover, though, I give a 4 out of 5. I actually really like this cover. it's like this. I don't really get the title fully. Like, I get it, but like it's hard. I get it and then I don't get it. Like, but here. I really love the shade of blue. It's just this like tree in the middle too. Like, just doesn't capture my attention. I wish it would have been like a sapphire ring, because that is quite relevant, or some gems, because those were quite relevant properties in the book. Suspense, I'm going to give it a 3.5 to 5, same as plot, because I can't really give suspense too much when I kind of suspense and plot were molded for me, because plot and suspense in these novels are very, well, obviously they're always very attached, but for me, especially in this book, it was very attached. And certain times it kind of lagged a bit, but it also might have been the size, so it's very hard for me sometimes to give suspense to these novels, because I know they'll take me a long time and they won't be short reads, like 4 or 5 day reads. And then overall, I give this book 4 out of 5. I definitely reread this again. It's not a bad edition of the series. It's just not my favorite edition of the series, because I think Outlander and Voyager just hit it out of the park for me. But by no means is it bad. Dragonfly and Amber still is probably the slowest one for me and the most heartbreaking, but this one had a lot of good uplifting moments. There's a lot of must-see moments in this, and I can't wait to see it adapted to the screen. And if you're wondering where I am in the TV show, I still haven't seen the second half of season 1. I actually own it on DVD. I just haven't been in the right mood for it the last year. I'm kind of getting closer to wanting to watch it now. And I feel like I'm one of the only people that's ahead with the books and behind on the show, because it doesn't seem to be happening much with a lot of people, I don't think, because the books are so daunting. But yeah, that's been my book review on Drums of Autumn by Diana Gabaldon. Definitely let me know what you guys thought in the comments below if you've read this. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.